We left off when Papaya, Ravioli, Banani, and Igor missed their flight to the Dark Matter Conference and ended up stuck overnight at the airport. At that point, Igor was pretending to be asleep so he could secretly listen to what the three were saying. The conversation is so boring that Igor is actually at risk of falling asleep and missing the chance for some new material. In fact, Igor has explained to me that his job as a scientist's assistant isn't his real work. Really, he says, if it were just for the pittance they pay him and the humiliating situations he often endures because of those three, he would have already left to go flip burgers at some local fast food joint. Actually, his main job is as a stand-up comedian. And the crazy things these scientists do are pure gold for his routine. Anyway, here's the conversation between Banani, Ravioli, and Papaya about the used book that Ravioli bought. They're talking about the fifth fact, which is the conversion of James, Jesus' brother. Banani is surprised that James didn't believe his brother when he said he was God. Ravioli explains to him that not only did James not believe him, but he also thought Jesus might have a few screws loose. After all, if I had a brother and he claimed to be God, I might think something similar too. Unless he started doing miracles like healing the blind and the lame or bringing the dead back to life. Anyway, Papaya, being a good scientist, asks an intelligent question. Since James converted after Jesus' death, wouldn't it have been easier to believe him when he was alive rather than after he was dead? You see, every now and then, Papaya says or does something smart. Isn't that why he's a scientist? It's not just because he knows how to book tickets without paying or remembers a flight 2 hours before departure or heads off on said flight with 20 pieces of luggage. This guy's a true professional, capable of actually thinking something clever. Bravo, Papaya. Ravioli reminds him that James became the leader of the Jerusalem church. And according to sources, he believed until the very end when he was killed for his faith. Now, guys, I went to Sunday school for years. So I can tell you to be careful not to confuse him with James, the disciple of Jesus. This James also died a martyr, killed by Herod, and that fact is even in the Bible. But this other James wasn't a disciple, and his death is recorded in other sources. See? I'm smart too. What do you think? Could I be a scientist? Wait, on second thought, maybe not. I wouldn't want to end up like Papaya. Anyway, as the conversation continues, Papaya realizes that the thing that best explains James's conversion is that he actually saw and spoke with his risen brother after his death. Papaya is a bit scared by this point, but Banani reminds him that evidence is evidence. There's no room for imposters, hallucinations, or lies. These guys died believing this. And now, Papaya and his colleagues find themselves not only spending the night at the airport, but also reconsidering their entire worldview. All because of a used book with coffee-stained pages that only Ravioli has a strong enough stomach to flip through without wanting to throw up from the smell of moldy coffee. For Igor, the issue is simple. Papaya, as he reflects on the disaster of the trip, will have a lot to reconsider, my friends. Igor never fails to make me laugh with his tales. And those scientists, I can hardly find the word. If you enjoyed this story, friends, you'll find many similar ones at Saved Blog. Head over to savedblog.com.